Hey there guys, what's up YouTube fam? I'm gonna make this video pretty quick. I wanted to give you an update on that friend of mine I asked you to pray for who was diagnosed with cancer for the third time and has been having a lot of problems. The cancer is growing and she posted an update on Facebook today that just broke my heart. And I'm going to read it to you. It says she went to see her oncologist today. She said her cancer marker went from 35, which is into the high range, to 84.8. It hasn't been that high in years. The CT scan that she had done showed that all the cancer lesions have increased in size, with smaller ones starting to show up on the scan. Her oncologist said the results really worried her. The cancer is starting to take over her body. The cancer medication she was taking isn't helping at all. It's not doing anything, so she's going to stop that medication. The oncologist said her options were either to stop all treatment or try to do some chemo to see if it would slow the growth. She said she's not ready to stop all treatment yet, so she's going to start chemo next week. They'll be watching the side effects closely because chemo will be more difficult on her body this time. She'd been through chemo twice before, the first two times that she had cancer, and it ravaged her body to such an extent that she's still having issues from the chemo the first two times that she had to go through it, and now she's having to go through it again. If it gets to the point where she can't take it or isn't doing any good, they're going to stop the chemo. She didn't want to do chemo as an option, but there really isn't anything else at this point they can do for her. Surgery isn't an option because there are too many lesions in her abdomen. She probably wouldn't survive the surgery if she had it. A lot of the symptoms that she's been experiencing are because of the cancer growing. The oncologist says she has maybe a year left. I can't imagine sitting in an oncologist's office and being told you have maybe a year left to live your life. She said 2 years is pretty iffy right now. If the cancer lesions grow onto the bowel and cause blockages, then she would only have 6 to 8 weeks to live. The symptoms that she's been having will get worse and increase, and the chemo will make them worse too. They tried natural treatments, alternative treatments. They tried all kinds of things to help with this. So, she says, it doesn't look like I'm going to win this battle, but we know that God is still in control and appreciate your continued prayers and support. So, I would appreciate your continued prayers for my friend. She doesn't know I'm having you guys pray for her. She doesn't know I'm asking you to do this. I think she'd be a little bit uncomfortable with it if she did know. But it looks like this is pretty much it. They're down to chemo or nothing else. And they've avoided chemo all this time because of what it will do to her. And she's still having health issues and medical conditions that resulted from chemo before that she still battles daily. And now she's having to start chemo again, which will ravage her body even more and make things even worse. This woman, I've only known her for a few years, but she gives everything she has to everybody. She helps everyone with anything they need. You never hear her complain. You never hear her gripe. She has a smile on her face. no matter what she's going through, she has a positive attitude. She's an amazing Christian, and she is just really one of a kind. And this just broke my heart. Especially after losing my mom to cancer and watching everything she went through and now to have it happen to this beautiful lady who is such a beautiful person and who just does everything for everyone with a smile on her face, and now to have her go through this. So I'm asking you to keep praying for her. Because even though this may end in her death, she may not last a full year. You know, she's basically been given a time limit on her life now. And I can't imagine what that's like. She said she wasn't sure if she should even share this or not online, but since so many of us have been praying for her and just have been so concerned about what's happened, that's why she shared it at all. But I just can't imagine sitting in that doctor's office and being told you have maybe a year left. I doubt you have two, but you maybe have one, unless the lesions start growing on your bowel and cause blockages, and you're only going to have 8 weeks to live. This is a woman who deserves this to happen to her the least. And it would mean a lot to me if you would redouble your prayers for her. It may be God's will to take her to heaven. It may be God's will that she doesn't survive this. It may be God's will that she goes. And if that's what God wants, that's fine. But I know that God wants us to pray for people who are hurting. And I'm asking you to pray for her. I'm going to go ahead and go before I turn into a blubbering mess. I love you guys. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please pray for my friend. God knows her name, and God knows exactly how she feels right now and what she must be facing and dealing with in her mind and her heart. And I just want you guys to, if you feel led to pray for her, please. I know that she's not the only woman in the whole world that has cancer. I know there are many people suffering with that dreaded disease. I understand that. But this woman has been there for me every step of the way. She has loved me, supported me, prayed for me, helped me financially, helped me physically, helped me emotionally. She has supported me every second and has been an incredible force in my life. And I can't imagine where I would be without her. And so I'm just asking you guys, please pray for her. I'm going to go ahead and go before I start crying all over the place. I love you guys, and thank you for your prayers. I appreciate them very, very much, and I'll talk to you in my next video.